Construction of the Brooklyn Bridge began on January 2, 1870. The first work entailed the construction of 2 caissons, upon which the suspension towers would be built. The Brooklyn side's caisson was built at the Webb and Bell shipyard in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and was launched into the river on March 19, 1870. Compressed air was pumped into the caisson, and workers entered the space to dig the sediment until it sank to the bedrock. As one 16-year-old from Ireland, Frank Harris, described the fearful experience. The 6 of us were working naked to the waist in the small iron chamber with the temperature of about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In 5 minutes the sweat was pouring from us, and all the while we were standing in icy water that was only kept from rising by the terrific pressure. No wonder the headaches were blinding. Once the caisson had reached the desired depth, it was to be filled in with vertical brick piers and concrete. However, due to the unexpectedly high concentration of large boulders atop the riverbed, the Brooklyn caisson took several months to sink to the desired depth. Furthermore, in December 1870, its timber roof caught fire, delaying construction further. The Great Blowout, as the fire was called, delayed construction for several months, since the holes in the caisson had to be repaired. On March 6, 1871, the repairs were finished, and the caisson had reached its final depth of 44.5 feet, 13.6 meters. It was filled with concrete 5 days later. Overall, about 264 individuals were estimated to have worked in the caisson every day. But because of high worker turnover, the final total was thought to be about 2,500 men in total. In spite of this, only a few workers were paralyzed. At its final depth, the caisson's air pressure was 21 pounds per square inch, 140 kilopascals. The Manhattan side's caisson was the next structure to be built, to ensure that it would not catch fire like its counterpart had. The Manhattan caisson was lined with fireproof plate iron. It was launched from Webb and Bell's shipyard on May 11, 1871, and maneuvered into place that September. Due to the extreme underwater air pressure inside the much deeper Manhattan caisson, many workers became sick with the bends decompression sickness during this work. Despite the incorporation of airlocks, which were believed to help with decompression sickness at the time, this condition was unknown at the time and was first called caisson disease by the project physician Andrew Smith. Between January 25 and May 31, 1872, Smith treated 110 cases of decompression sickness, while 3 workers died from the disease. When iron probes underneath the Manhattan caisson found the bedrock to be even deeper than expected, Washington Roebling halted construction due to the increased risk of decompression sickness. After the Manhattan caisson reached a depth of 78.5 feet, 23.9 meters, with an air pressure of 35 pounds per square inch, 240 kilopascals, Washington deemed the sandy subsoil overlying the bedrock 30 feet, 9.1 meter, beneath to be sufficiently firm, and subsequently infilled the caisson with concrete in July 1872. Washington Roebling himself suffered a paralyzing injury as a result of caisson disease shortly after ground was broken for the Brooklyn Tower foundation. His debilitating condition left him unable to supervise the construction in person. So he designed the caissons and other equipment from his apartment, directing the completion of the bridge through a telescope from his bedroom. His wife, Emily Warren Roebling, not only provided written communications between her husband and the engineers on site, but also understood mathematics, calculations of catenary curves, strengths of materials, bridge specifications, and the intricacies of cable construction. She spent the next 11 years helping supervise the bridge's construction, taking over much of the chief engineer's duties, including day-to-day supervision and project management.